In a house he has lived in for 11 years, Biscuit stops in the wrong corner of the living room, staring at blank drywall, unmoving. He has walked through the same doorway every day for over a decade. Tonight, he pauses at the threshold like he is reading a wall for the first time. Marin Hall watches from the kitchen doorway, dish towel still in her hand, unsure whether to help or wait and see what happens next. His water bowl sits exactly where it always has. Tonight, Biscuit walks past it twice before finding it, as if the kitchen floor rearranged itself. For a long moment, nothing moves. Not the dog, not the woman, not the room. The house holds its breath around a question no one has asked aloud yet. At 2 in the morning, Biscuit paces the hallway in slow circles, claws clicking on the floorboards, stopping only to stare at a closed door. Half asleep, Marin opens her phone and types 3 words into the search bar, then deletes them, unsure if she is overreacting or not reacting enough. By morning, the corner where he stood is empty again, just carpet and daylight. But the question he left behind has not gone anywhere. Marin has watched dogs get older before. This feels different, less like slowing down, more like something quietly rearranging the map in his head. What Marin is watching has a name in veterinary medicine, and it is more common and more explainable than most dog owners realize. Blank wall staring is one of the clearest visible signs, a dog fixated on nothing for minutes at a time, with no apparent trigger. Some dogs get physically stuck, nose pressed into a corner, unable to work out the simple backward step that would free them. Repetitive pacing and tight, aimless circles can appear at any hour, often without the dog seeming distressed, just quietly stuck in a loop. When Marin comes home, Biscuit used to meet her at the door within seconds. Now there is a pause before recognition arrives, if it arrives at all. Marin books the first appointment she can get. In the waiting room, Biscuit presses against her leg, calmer here than he has been at home in days. Dr. Elena Voss runs her hands along Biscuit's spine and joints first, ruling out pain before she even begins asking about his behavior at home. Confusion in familiar spaces, disrupted sleep, missed cues, and staring spells are all on the same list. Dr. Voss says Biscuit shows nearly all of them. Some dogs cry out at night for no visible reason. Biscuit has started a low, uncertain whine around 3 a.m., aimed at nothing in the room. Outside isn't safe from it either. In the small yard behind the building, Biscuit stops at the same gate he has used for years and simply waits. At the park 2 blocks away, the path Biscuit has walked 1,000 times now requires him to stop at the same bench and reorient himself. Then there are mornings like this one when Biscuit trots to the door, tail up, eyes bright as if none of it had happened at all. Good days and bad days aren't a contradiction. Underneath the inconsistency is a specific, physical explanation for what is actually happening in his brain. In her office, Dr. Voss pulls up a simple brain diagram. What Biscuit is experiencing has a name: canine cognitive dysfunction, aging's effect on the brain itself. Just as joints stiffen with age, the brain accumulates changes too. Protein buildup and reduced blood flow slowly dulling once sharp signals. It isn't simply getting old. Dr. Voss is clear. Many senior dogs age without this confusion. Something distinct is happening in dogs like Biscuit. The pattern has a name too: sundowning. Confusion worsens as daylight fades, which explains why Biscuit's worst hours always seem to arrive after dark. Dogs navigate largely by scent. As that sense dulls with age, the invisible map Biscuit once relied on to move through his own home starts fading. His eyes have clouded slightly too, vision softening at the edges. Combined with a duller sense of smell, the room itself becomes harder to read. The internal clock that once separated day from night can blur with cognitive decline, which is part of why nighttime restlessness becomes so common. Cognitive decline isn't the only explanation. Vision loss, hearing loss, infections, or even pain can produce nearly identical confusion in senior dogs. A simple blood panel rules out thyroid issues, infections, and organ decline, narrowing the list until cognitive dysfunction becomes the clearest remaining answer. Dr. Voss confirms it gently. Biscuit has canine cognitive dysfunction, an aging brain condition with no single fix, but with real, manageable options. In the parking lot, Marin sits in her car for a long minute before starting the engine, letting the diagnosis settle before she drives them home. The same wall, the same corner, the same stillness. But now Marin understands it isn't defiance or stubbornness. It's a brain working harder than it used to. Slower blood flow, protein buildup, dulled senses, and a drifting body clock. 4 small changes, compounding quietly until the whole map starts to blur. Biscuit isn't unique. Veterinarians estimate a significant share of dogs past age 10 show at least some sign of this same quiet cognitive shift. Breed, genetics, and overall health all shape how early or how severely this can appear, which is why no 2 senior dogs age quite the same way. Armed with an explanation, Marin does what most owners do first. She starts trying everything she can find, hoping something will simply fix it. A shelf above the kitchen counter fills with supplement bottles within a week. Fish oil, joint chews, calming drops, bought fast, researched barely at all. Marin tries the same walk, same time, same route, hoping consistency alone will steady him. At the same bench, Biscuit stops just as he did before. She installs a nightlight in the hallway, hoping better visibility will end the pacing. It softens the shadows, but Biscuit still circles at 2 a.m. For a week, Marin barely leaves his side, hovering through every pause and every stare, until exhaustion catches up with her more than it helps him. A puzzle feeder meant to sharpen his mind sits mostly untouched. Biscuit sniffs it once, walks away, uninterested in a problem he can no longer parse. A dozen tabs offer a dozen contradicting answers. Diet changes, medication, essential oils, crate training. All urgent, all conflicting. None of it verified for Biscuit specifically. Thinking rest will help, Marin dims the apartment and keeps visitors away for days. Without light or interaction, Biscuit's confusion only seems to deepen. A follow-up appointment on the kitchen calendar passes unmarked, buried under a stressful week. Good intentions alone haven't been enough to keep pace with this. Dr. Voss is direct, scattered fixes rarely work because this condition responds best to a structured combination, not a single supplement or single habit. Sitting in the same parking lot as before, Marin feels the weight of weeks spent guessing. She is ready, finally, to stop improvising alone. Through all of it, Biscuit himself seems less afraid than confused. Calm in his own skin, simply waiting, patiently for the world to make sense again. Back home, Marin clears the cluttered corkboard and pins up a single structured plan instead, the first thing all week that feels like real footing. There is no single cure, Dr. Voss explains, but there is real, evidence-based management that can slow the decline and ease Biscuit's daily confusion. A simple timer now keeps the apartment gradually lit as evening falls, softening the sharp transition from daylight to dark that once seemed to trigger confusion. The same bench that once confused him becomes an anchor point instead. With a fixed, simple route, Biscuit moves through the park with less hesitation. A simpler, low-frustration snuffle mat replaces the overly complex puzzle toy. This time, Biscuit noses through it slowly, actually engaging instead of walking away. The crowded shelf of guesses is gone, replaced by one supplement Dr. Voss actually recommended, backed by research rather than a search engine's algorithm. Short, gentle walks twice a day keep blood moving and routines steady. A small physical habit that quietly supports the same brain the diagnosis was about. The single nightlight becomes a full, low-glow path from bedroom to water bowl, cutting the disorientation that once sent Biscuit circling for hours. Every change shares one underlying idea: predictability. A steady schedule, steady lighting, and steady routes give a foggier brain fewer surprises to untangle. A rough night still happens. This time, instead of panic, Marin sits calmly on the hallway floor, letting the light path do the guiding it was built for. A scheduled check-in call replaces the missed follow-up from weeks earlier. Dr. Voss adjusts one small dosage, a minor tweak instead of a major overhaul. None of it is dramatic. A calmer bedtime, a steadier walk, a bowl found on the first try. Small wins stacking quietly into something real. Over coffee, a friend mentions her own aging dog went through something similar. Marin realizes she isn't managing something rare, or something she has to manage alone. The same corner from the very first scene is just a corner again. Biscuit naps there, in daylight now, undisturbed, no longer facing a blank and unreadable wall. Every dog's pattern will look a little different, but the underlying advice stays consistent. Notice changes early, and involve a veterinarian before guessing alone. At the same bench where he once froze, Biscuit sits calmly beside Marin now, watching the ducks in no hurry, needing no reorientation at all. Dr. Voss is honest, this will likely progress over time. But with the right structure in place, Biscuit's remaining years can still hold real comfort. In the late afternoon light, Marin and Biscuit walk their familiar route, unhurried, together, the confusion of earlier months no longer the loudest thing in the room. The apartment looks almost the same as it always did. Same couch, same window, same corner. Except now every corner of it makes sense to him again. Marin thinks back to that first frozen night by the wall. She isn't less worried now, exactly. She just finally knows what she's looking at. The corkboard that once held scattered guesses and worried notes now holds one clear plan, and one new photo of Biscuit sleeping peacefully in the sun. Sudden confusion in a senior dog isn't something to panic over or ignore. It's a signal worth naming, worth checking, and very often worth managing well. If Biscuit's story felt familiar, share it with someone who needs to see it. Like, comment your dog's story, and subscribe for more grounded looks at the lives we share with our pets.